What's happening, all you beautiful, beautiful people? Your boy, the Vaslap, is in the building. It is the Vuvuzela Victory Challenge. Let me fix my camera. It's a little bit dark today. I don't know why, but it's good. We're still good. We're all excellent. It is the first games of the season. We've got a brand new squad. We've got a nice Champions League looking squad, in my opinion. Let's see if it is in practice. Bundesliga first, though. Champions League still coming up. Let's get into the game. Right, we're into the game. Let's have a quick little recap of the transfer history that we have had. We'll start off with the departures. We start off with the most... I mean, these guys all just left on a free transfer. Kuhn, Howdes, Frail, Robert, and Schiller. Their contracts all expired. They all decided to leave. I suppose we'll just go through like the big departures. Nardine, who we bought last season, we sold for 575,000 back to Italy. Bought him in from Norway for 800. We made a bit of a loss. He never really stood up as much as I'd hope he would. The same for Lars Michelotti, who was regarded extremely high. I have no idea why, but he's on loan at Swansea with an option to buy. Only did play 6 games for us. The option to buy is 1.8 million. And then we also sold Andreas Almercinder. He was in the last part of his contract of 400,000. And then a couple of loanees out there. Our new boy, one of them going out on loan. We'll talk about him quickly. Rahul Saha. We brought him in from Northern Ireland. He's gone on loan to play in Belgium in the Jupiter League just to hopefully get some. He's already had 3 games there, so getting a lot of game time. 194 centimeters is big. He's big. Let's talk about our signings. We'll talk about at the top 17 million pounds to bring in our striker Horacio. He's had 1 appearance so far in the cup competition, and he scored 4 goals in that competition. So I love that. I love to see that. Dirk de Vela also started in that cup game. 8.75 million for him. 77.4 average rating in his first game. This man looks like an absolute beast of a centre back. So much so that he has sort of taken away Mausenberger's position in the defense, and he's just very good. Ignore the decline. He's learning a new centre back role. Apparently, he didn't know how to play centre back. He was only 2 stars. He's now 2.5. But this man has gangs and gangs of potential. Then we got in a loanee from Man City. It's costing us 18 million in total over the course of a season. It is Regan Spencer McDermott. This man is just also a beast of a athlete. Scored a goal, scored an assist as well in the cup competition. And then we got a couple of players that are just rounding out the squad that we brought in. One of them being Otele from FC Cologne, 1.1 million. Jonas Fincher came in from Eunice Girth. We're looking at loaning him out. He was their right back that we brought in to be a backup option. I like the look of him. He was someone when he started the Union Berlin 2 squad. He was relegated to there, and I actually kind of forgot that I'd signed him, and I was panicking a little bit for finding a right back. We did eventually find someone a little bit better, so I've offered him out on loan. He is still young. I mean, he is only, 20 years old? So if we can get a nice, good loanee, he can reach that potential, and that's the plan going forward. We also got in Peter Fekte. He is one for the future, 18-year-old Hungarian, training him to play on the right-hand side, trying to organize a loan from him. One of the teams was in to loan him, but they just didn't have the funds to keep him, and that deal broke down yesterday, or the 21st on this day at least. So we're going to try again to try and loan him out. Akiba. Takiro Akiba. Here is our new starting left back, replacing Kikadikis in that left-hand side. He started the first game, 740. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant Japanese player. And then we've got our backup striker in Michel Saba. 1.4 million worth. We bought him for 4 million in total. I might have overpaid a little bit for him, but I think he could be very, very good going forward. I think he is a nice backup. Raul Saha, we already spoke about. And then the other right back that we did buy, because I forgot we had signed one. He is currently unregistered. It's because we haven't done registrations yet. But he will be registered for this time. We still have time. Not for this game, but for the next game. The South African Jermaine Brenner. Nice backup option on that right-hand side. So before I forget, actually, let me register him. I don't know if it'll allow me for him to play in this game. Not Champions League, Bundesliga, please. We haven't done the Champions League one. I don't know if it'll allow me for him to play in this game, but I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. But it's fine. He was not going to start anyway. We'll just bring Malzenberger to play in there. Here is the starting lineup that we had in our first game of the season. Of course, we missed that first game. We'll actually show you the results there first. I think it makes more sense. We are through to the next round of the Pokal. We beat FC Boschlot, a second division team, 7-0 in this one. 58 shots is what we took. Look at that match momentum. The graph story in the match momentum was just absolutely dominating. Horatio picking up 4 goals like we mentioned. McDermott also picking up a goal in that one. Prince and Seismensky also picking up a goal in that one. We still need to talk a little bit more about transfers because we've got a big one that's possibly happening. And here he is, Pavel Semensky. I wanted more money. The board kind of just sat and accepted this offer, which annoyed me a little bit. Real Madrid have made a £23 million offer, 12 million up front, 5 million over 2 6-month installments. So we'll get 5 million over a year, and then 6 million after 20 games for Real Madrid. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure why Real Madrid wanted him, because they have a guy by the name of Mika Weber who is very, very good. I mean, he's good. And then they've also got Camavinga, who I guess is old, but he's still very, very good. So maybe looking at replacing Camavinga. But that's not it. They've got so many. They've got Alan Gaspard, who can play in that position, who is absolutely phenomenal. He was someone that I was trying to buy back in the day when he was still in Wales. Moses Caicedo, who's still very good at 35. Yes, his physicals are bad, but his mentals and technicals are absolutely through the roof. They've got this guy in Pedro Jose Mateo, 18 years old, and look at those mentals. So I don't really understand why they want to spend 20 million on what essentially could be a backup player. But you know what? We'll take the money. I don't have much of a choice. I have found someone who, I mean, on paper is probably a little bit better than Seismensky. Untested though, and he can't play DM, which is a little bit of an issue for me. But this man looks like he could be very good. 21-year-old Vander, a Brazilian youngster, 7.6 million release clause. I like him. I think he's good. We do have other options in the sake that I've found 2 other centre mids that I was looking at. The one was Daniel O'Shaughnessy, 42 million for him, though. That's his asking price. He is very, very good, but I don't have 42 million. And then the other option that we had that we found on was Francisco Correo, a Mexican 23-year-old. He is going to cost 9 million. So I figured in terms of pricing, Vander makes more sense. They're very similar type of players. So there's those options there. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about some wonder kids. We did speak about in the transfer season about some of the wonder kids. There is one on this list that I could use as a centre mid, and that's Carlos Eduardo here. He's going to cost 14.5 million, and very much a right-footed player, so it doesn't really fit Seismensky's left-hand side, which does cause a little bit of an issue. And then also Joseph Atananga is another option. He's a much cheaper option, but I just don't think he is first team ready yet. Pace of 8 does make me a little bit worried, and agility of 7, acceleration of 7 also makes me a little bit more offish in that terms. So these are the guys. We're still scouting a couple of other nations, but these are the guys so far that we have found in Africa. I guess the other ones that have been there for a while, the Brazilian, Danish, Portuguese, and Englishmen. They've been there for a while. These 5 Africans are the ones that we have found so far in Africa. I think we've got like one more country left in Africa. 2 South Africans. We did speak about them in the transfer special. If anyone wants to go back and see it, this guy though is new to the list. Islam Hamdi from Egypt. He looks like a very, very good 16-year-old. I mean, we've got to wait till he turns 17 before we can make any offers. So we're waiting till January to make an offer for him, but I think he will probably be a signing for us in the future. The same with this Senegalese guy in Ante Mbengwe. I like the looks of him. I think he's going to be a very, very good defender if he can just develop into what he needs to develop. Right. We have spoken about transfers. We have spoken about everything. We're taking on Schalke today. And then our very next game, we're taking on Hertha Berlin a week later with an away day. So we got to go to Berlin and have a look at what Berlin has to offer yet again, even though we're in Berlin and we can see how close we are. It's a rivalry. It is a rivalry. Is it regarded as a rivalry, though? Do they list it as a rivalry? Where do they list rivalries? Not on this page, apparently. Club info. Rivalries. There we go. Hertha Berlin. It's the Berliner rivalry. It's a derby. Also a fierce rival. And then we have a couple of other local rivals, which we don't really ever take on. So there we go. Yeah. Oh, by the way, there is a process of a board takeover happening. Our chairman has decided to step down. There's no risk of a Tycoon takeover, so that's a bit sad. It's probably going to be someone within the board that's going to step up. I thought I'd just mention that. Let's go take on Schalke. This is the team that's starting. Silva in goals. Eleyu, Bars, De Valle, Cesar, Akiba, Prince Seisminski probably play his last ever game for us. Paez, Spencer McDermott, and Horatio. It's the same team that won 7-0 in the previous game. Let's get into it. Right, this is a nice way to start off the season. Two teams that were pretty much mid-table teams last season. Schalke, they did have a little bit of a good run towards it. I think they finished 6th in the end. But Hertha Berlin were really in the relegation. I think they actually got promoted, to be honest, from last season. But yeah, we're looking at two mid-table teams. Of course, we want to be back in the top 3 this season. That is our goal. The media prediction has us at 12, which is interesting. I actually haven't seen the updated ones with all the new players that we've brought in, especially in those last few minutes. The likes of Akibi and, De Valle and Ratio and Spencer McDermott. We'll actually check that out, but I haven't actually looked at it properly. But we are expected to win this game, or at least I am expecting that we should be winning this game, because we need to get off to the right start, especially at home. Can't have anything. They're playing with inverted fullbacks and inverted wingbacks, which tells me that they're playing very, very wide, relying on Fandango and Grazini, who's playing as a wide forward. It's a weird. It's very weird roles. I mean, it's like they're just packing the defense really, and I suppose we do play quite narrow, so it will be a bit difficult for us to break through. I'm just thinking, do we switch to playing a bit more wider? Cesar's found some space on that width though, and that's come in nicely and almost smashed it into the back of the net there, only for the keeper. Etudi, once upon a time a wonder kid that we were looking at for Royal Antwerp, by the way, back in the day, and he's a damn good goalkeeper, 23 years of age. We did find Silva, though, who I think is a better 23-year-old goalkeeper, in my opinion. Or he's 25 now, but I think he's a better goalkeeper, a bit more rounded. At the moment, though, it is 0-0. I am going to shout at the players. They need to do better. We need to be a bit more focused, I think, going into the second half. We haven't had much highlights in this game. And like I said, ideally, we want to start off with a win. I mean, 7-0 drumming over the previous opponents was great. There's a kickoff highlight, though. Paez cuts inside, looking for options, and the defense does their job ever so brilliantly. The highlight, I think, is going to continue from the throw-in. Is there a line there? Oh, there is a line there. It looked like he was just standing randomly in the middle of the pitch. Prince. I thought the game was glitching out there, and I just take a throw-in from wherever you want. Cesar moves it forward. Paez looking for options. Cuts inside. Horatio scores his first Bundesliga goal. And that is exactly what we brought him in for. He gives us that extra edge up front. You can see the space that he finds here. Look, watch number 28 here. Horatio, look at this pass into that area. Stayed onside and just waited for the ball to just come to him. The defense absolutely switched off. 16 seconds or minute of 16 seconds into the second half, and Horatio gets on the score sheet for his first Bundesliga goal. It's his 5th goal of the season already in just 2 games. Look at that. Worth every penny at this point at £14 million. If he's already what, 4 goals away from Aguileta's record last season of 9 goals. So I mean, to have that in 2 games is absolutely insane. It is 65 minutes on the clock. I was about to make some swaps. Cesar looking tired, Paez looking a little bit tired, and Demont looking a little bit tired as well. Seismenki not playing well in his final game. I'm inclined to just leave him on. He has been a good servant to the club. Horatio to the back post. Oh, what a finish. Oh, I thought he was going to header it. He just brought it down and just walloped it into the back of the net. That was Akiba with the assist, by the way. What a cross from Akiba, actually. And I think this was what's missing a little bit from last season with Kikidakis. Just on the half foot as well. Absolutely fantastic finish. There you go. Horatio with 2 in the game. 66 minutes in. Second half, we've taken the game by the scruff of the neck. McDermott will take him off. We'll bring on Darlin for a run. Elsewhere, looking at some tired legs. Cesar looking a little bit tired. I do have Mausenberger. Of course, our South African is not registered, so we'll bring on Mausenberger to play in there. Has played a couple of games in that place. And De Vele will take off for Taylor, give him his debut as well. You know what? I'm going to leave Seismenski on. I'm going to take Prince off. Give Gomez a little bit of a run. Just to get some fresh legs in that middle of the park. Seismenski, I feel like it's probably going to be his last game of the last game. I think he's probably going to go to Real Madrid. I don't think he'll be here next week. So, you know what? We'll give him his little swan song at home. Playing in his final ever game in Union Berlin colours. Horatio looking for a hat-trick here, and the defender gets to it, but Akiba brings it back. Tries to cross it in. It is Horatio, but it took Hamad a touch off him, I think, in the end, and it is going to be an own goal. It looked like Horatio got the touch there. Just give it to him, man. Let him get a hat-trick on his home debut. What a showing from the second half. It did actually come off Hamad in there, so I mean, I can't say that Horatio got a touch there. He didn't really look like he touched it at all. But it's 3-0. It's absolutely brilliant. The inverted fullbacks and wingbacks, I think it's kind of like bottled the defense a little bit and allowed our wingers to get through. And it's proven to be a valuable asset. Here comes Gomez. Seismenski gives it across to Darlin. Try to take it over the top to Akiba. Otto got in the way, though. And Otto, that's Darlin. It was Seismenki in his final game. Just brought you on as a substitute, you muppet. You absolute muppet. All right, we're going to just switch him to attacking midfield. We can still play the same sort of instructions and shape and stuff. It works well with wingers and an attacking midfielder instead. Essentially, the inside forwards just kind of bring into the middle, so players can play in that position, so I'm not too worried. But he's a muppet, Darlin. It was his chance to try and do something and try and knock the Mont out of the starting lineup, but when you do tackles like that, I don't see how you're going to last outside of this. But anyway, 3-0 victory. A comfortable start to the season. Absolutely brilliant for us. It puts us on top of the table for the time being. Of course, still a couple other matches still left to play. A 3-0 victory for us. Dortmund beat Hertha Berlin 2-0, by the way. So there you can see there's only 4 teams that haven't played, and one of them is Munich and Leipzig. But yeah, top of the table in the Bundesliga now. Why not? Why not? Got some offers coming in. We'll see you guys in a week's time for the Hertha Berlin game. It's just for all, guys. It's just for a youngster that nothing too exciting. But yeah, we'll see you in a week's time for our Hertha Berlin game. Right, ladies and gents, we don't have any more news on Seismenski, so he is going to play. Vander has confirmed he wants to join us. I'm only going to confirm this if Seismenski confirms he's moved to Real Madrid. I've already delayed it twice, so he needs to do it. Otherwise, we're going to have to cancel the transfer, and then I'm going to find somebody else. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the game. We're taking on Hertha Berlin. Big news, though. Horatio is out for 5 weeks. He decided to have a moderate groin strain, so he is out. Also, Saba Darlin is suspended, so Saba will come in there. Aguleta will come on the bench, and then Darlin for Inege on the bench as well. Brenner is available now, so he will come in place of Mausenberger, and that will have, maybe he will have an opportunity. Before we get to the game, though, let's go on a little trip, guys. We are in Berlin. This is our stadium. And if we just zoom out not too far, because you can see this is the whole of Berlin here. Where did I go now? There's Berlin border and all that. This is all part of Berlin. We're looking for the Olympic Stadium. I'm going to try and do this randomly. So I know it's to the right of the town center. I'm guessing that's town center. There it is. I've viewed it before. Have I viewed the Olympia Stadium before? When did I view it before? It's come up. When I was looking for my stadium, I typed in stadiums in Berlin, and that came up, and I thought that's where we played. Now I remember that. Anyway, it's not a far drive. You take the 96A all the way into town center. Go there, come into the town center, that way onto the number 1, goes to the number 2, and Bob's your uncle. We find the Olympia Stadium. It is the national stadium of Germany as well. That's where Hertha Berlin play. They have a lovely car park here, the Olympic Palace. Is that a car park that they call the Olympic Palace? That is cool. A couple of fields around there, an amphitheater as well, and then a few other stuff. I wish I spoke German to actually explain to you what all these things are. I can tell you that that means Olympic Stadium in German, I guess. Olympia Stadium, I'm guessing. There's one of our West affiliates, by the way, West Berlin affiliates. They play there. Shout out to them, playing at the rivals' home ground. Should we have a look? Maybe there's some footage for us in the stadium. Ooh, there's a whole track around. Let's go to the middle dot first. Let's see if we can see what it looks like in 2019. And I mean, it's pretty. It is a pretty. I don't like the lack of seat art. I get it's for the national stadium. I mean, that looks really cool. That's cool. I like that. Do you think they built that for Olympic? I think this was for the Olympics in Berlin originally when it was built. And I think that is where... Were the Olympics in Berlin or were they in Munich? Or were they both? I don't know my Olympics. This is very nice. I like the stadium. It's not a bad looking stadium. What I do want to see, though, is this palace. I'm very, very intrigued by the Olympic Palace. Is it a park? It is a parking lot. Okay, and a big, like, open field area. So there's the Olympic flags. They must have had the Olympics at Berlin. Why would they have the logo there? I don't know when, because I don't think it was in 2016. I think it just kept that going there. That's a nice stadium, though. I'm sure. I'm going to have to Google this. When did they have the Olympics? There you have it. The last time the Summer Olympic Games were in Berlin was 1936. So we can honestly say that that was since the time it's been there. And I did notice something quite interesting over here. Opened by Chancellor Adolf Hitler. Isn't that fascinating? 129 events in 19 sports, 25 disciplines, 3,963 athletes competed, only 331 women in 1936. I'm glad that number has come. I call the youth to the world was the motto for the Berlin 1936. We can see Germany had 43. Oh, that's the host selection. They won it by 43. Barcelona tried to as Bastinios. Where is that? Oh, it's a team that didn't vote. Okay. That's fine. I'm just curious to see who else bidded for the Alexandria in Egypt, Budapest, Buenos Aires, Cologne, Dublin, Frankfurt also, Helsinki, Lausanne, Montevideo, Nuremberg, Rio de Janeiro, and Rome all bidded. They withdrew bids for this Olympics. I find the Olympics quite fascinating. Anyway, I've digressed. It's time to get back to some football, right? And here is the football. Like I said, we've mentioned the team. Let's get into it. Saba getting his debut because Horatio decided to have a moderate groin strain. Right, kickoff is underway in Berlin. This is a game that we are expecting to win. They lost 2-0 in their opening game against Borussia Dortmund. We want to win this, and we want to win a bit comfortably, I think. Spencer McDermott, we want to make a statement going forward. Paez can't get that header. Cesar will pick it up, try to bring it back into the box through Prince. Seismensky, who we still think might be playing his final game in Union Berlin colours. Akibo tried to bring in there. Pavel Seismensky with the goal. It's going to be a hard thing to replace him, I think. I think it's going to be a difficult guy to replace. He is so good. He's so influential in this team as well. And it really does grate me a little bit that Real Madrid are in for him. Because if it was any other club, I think I could get away with him not signing. But it is Real Madrid. And now there's a chance that we could face Real Madrid in the Champions League. Although we've had the draw already. But I won't spoil it for you who we're taking on. You guys will wait and see. There is a chance we take on Real Madrid. There's a chance we take on a lot of teams. Killer just dropped to the floor there for them. And Seismenki just pulled down Rosado. Looked like outside the box. I won't lie. That was not inside the box, in my opinion. That looked outside. We're going to go with outside. No penalty. Thank you, VAR. They're confirming that. I don't know what happened to Killer, though. He just kind of like just collapsed, and now he's holding his knee and he's rolling around. He's picked up an injury, apparently. They're going to keep him on, though, after that agonizing roll on the ground like he was shot several times across the legs. Anyway, Enrique for them now, bringing it forward. Enrique got so much pace. He's a quick lad, isn't he? Takes the chance as well. How quick is that man? Because Akida is not that slow. I mean, Akiba, pace 16, acceleration 16. How fast is that Enrique? I need to check how fast that Enrique is, because he blistered past Akiba like he was nothing. Aliu makes a mistake there. That should be an easy pickup for Silva. Don't know what that little run was from Silva. And Enrique just takes it off Akiba again. And he pulls it in. Almost a mistake there. But we somehow managed to save every last inch there. Absolutely. This is Enrique. How quick is this man? Why is... I mean, he's got this... He's got the same. Our guy's quicker off the mark. I mean, I'm not going to lie. This first half has been a bit boring. Other than the goal and the little bit of momentum that they had just after the goal, nothing else has happened. And we're approaching halftime. We are in the lead 1-0, so I'll take that. But I'm expecting a little bit more from them. Is there actual highlight your FM, or are you just trolling me to show me the final whistle, the halftime whistle? Yeah. That was... I don't know why they do that. Anyway, half-time. Shout at the players, they need to do better. We are looking absolutely flat in this game. The early goal has really just kind of like thrown our team off a little bit, which is a very weird thing to say, that scoring a goal and then we just kind of get thrown off. You can see only 4 shots, and that's not us. We normally... I mean, we took 58 shots in the Pokal game. We took 17 shots against Schalke, and we're only taking 4 against them. That's not great. And then we do things like that from Akiba. It's the second time he's done that to Enrique. Seismensky. Nice ball over the top. He's found Akiba. Pulls it back in for Spencer McDermott. A last-ditch save there, and that could have been a crack of a finish. Seismenki keeping the counter-attack limited to just the inside their half. That was a brilliant strike from Spencer McDermott. Desperately need him to get off the mark in the Bundesliga. Need to justify that £10 million loan offer. There is no option to buy for him, but his contract does expire at the end of the season. I'm going to make some swaps. Not really happy with the final third. I'm going to bring on Paez for Arndt. And then I am going to bring on Inagay for Saba. And I'm going to move Spencer McDermott up front. He is a striker by trade. I think that is where Man City kind of want him to be the focal point. So we're just doing that. And then elsewhere, Prince can come off as well for Gomez. A regular change we do. De Vale not playing great either. We keep an eye on that. It's his second game now in 6.5 region. I suppose we haven't had much to do in the terms of defense. And the fact that you've got 3 defenders does actually sometimes bring the ratings down a little, because the other 2 maybe do so well because they focus attacks on that side, and the third one on the left-hand side or the right-hand side doesn't really get the recognition that he deserves. Much better showing in the second half. Same boring, though, football. We haven't had a highlight other than Spencer McDermott testing the keeper. We're going to make another little sub or two, just to rest some players. Akiba looking absolutely tired out there. Kikidakis come on there. Cesar will come off. We'll give Brenner a debut. Still learning to play as a wing back. And you know, McDermott, the experiment didn't work. Aguilera, oh, we can't make anymore. Okay, well, McDermott, you're lucky. You'll find yourself playing till the end of the game. It was a risk to take. I wanted to try him as a striker. He says his preferred position is a striker. He's not showing him anything today. We'll take a 1-0 victory. It's not the groovy, sexy victory that we were hoping for as a heated rivalry. But you know what? We beat our rivals. It is Derby Day. We've taken another win. Of course, we're the only team that played on this Friday. We're top of the table, 3 points clear of everybody else. I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. You know what? I think it's a good result. Well, I clicked on his name by accident. I think it's a good result. It is a victory. We're undefeated at the start of the season. We took it in our stride. Let's take a look at our Champions League record, because this is what we're going to be coming back to next. We've got Anderlecht in our first Champions League game. Then Red Bull Salzburg. Sporting Lisbon is in there as well. Atletico Club Bilbao is in there. Slavia Prague. Olympiacos. And then the 2 big ones, Inter Milan and Roma, coming up as well. So, you know what? In terms of the draw, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. I mean, the top tier clubs, there's guys like Real Madrid that we avoid, Atletico, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. Well, I suppose you don't play your own teams, though. Newcastle, Man United, Man City, Juventus, Napoli, Tottenham. We know Tottenham in FM is always great. RB Leipzig are there. Paris Saint-Germain. I mean, there's a couple of clubs. There's no Liverpool, by the way. I just noticed. Where did Liverpool finish last season? I know they were having... I almost thought I didn't see Liverpool here at all. I know they were having managerial problems. Who is their manager? Christian Eiser is their manager. That is... I mean, that is a weird... Can you see his managerial history? Doesn't say which clubs he's managed. He's managed 13 clubs. He took his milestones, I guess. He won the Europa Conference League with Liverpool. A playoff. So they in Europa Conference. They finished 8th in the Premier League. Crazy. He was previous manager of Al Hilal. Then Werder Bremen at some point. Stuttgart. Feyenoord. Got a decent reputation. I mean, I could have gotten this job. It's a global reputation. I didn't even see that it was available. Would I want Liverpool, though? Run it back the old last season's Vuvuzela Victory Challenge? Probably not. Anyway, we'll see you guys for some Champions League football. I think we're coming back for the Sporting one. I think Sporting, and then we'll just play a couple of games and get to Atletico Bilbao. I think those are the 2 tantalizing ones. Anderlecht, we've seen us play Anderlecht before with their previous game. Red Bull Salzburg, meh, I'm not really too excited about that one. I think Sporting and Atletico Club Bilbao will be on the cards for our Champions League matches. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, tell your parents, grandparents, lovers, and haters. We're in the Champions League. Let's go. We'll see you guys. Peace. Chicken grease. Chicken grease, man. Chicken grease.